Good morning. Come on now. Good morning. How's everybody doing? Okay. Kevin, thank you very much for that introduction. And man, I got to follow Mr. Daniel Alonso. That's a tough act to beat. A little bit about who I am. Anybody here follow me online, know who I am? A couple of people, etc. Okay, so I'll give you guys a little bit of background real quickly on why you should pay attention today. Because what I'm going to share with you, it's not just to motivate you. I mean, that's good. Who wants to get motivated? Everybody want to get motivated? Yes, awesome. But motivation doesn't live forever. What I want to do is I want to give you actionable items that you could actually apply today and get results today. Who wants results today? Awesome. So, I grew up in Dearborn, Michigan, which is a suburb of Detroit. Okay? And always had this vision of like, I want to make it. You know, we'd watch the infomercials way back then, and you see all these people and you get motivated and pumped up and all that good stuff. And, you know, but everybody told me, Chaddi, you got to go out there and you got to get an education. My mom wanted me to become a pharmacist. And then I sold her on, you know, like, I can't be a pharmacist. Maybe I could be a teacher. And then she sent me to college. And I used to go to college every single day, park my car in the parking lot and go to sleep and then go back home until she found out that school just wasn't right for me. So what I was doing is delivering pizza. I was a pizza delivery driver. And then in the summertime, because I wanted to make a little bit more money, I would drive an ice cream truck. Can you imagine me driving an ice cream truck in Detroit, Michigan? Oh man, I wish I had a picture of that. We didn't have cell phones back then to take those kind of pictures. So I shared that with you so you have an idea of like where I came from. Like all of us came from all these very, you know, humble beginnings, and we all had the dream just like you have the dream. And then, you know, there's something that we did to bring the dream, you know, to life, etc. You know, where my dream began to come to life is when I said, okay, it's time. Okay, enough ice cream, enough, pizza. And, I got married at a very young age. I had a son when I was 23 years old. And then I would wake up every single morning and I would go to work before he wakes up. And then I would come home after he was asleep. And I found myself running the same exact pattern that my father ran with me. I never knew my dad. Even now, I sit down with the guy and I was like, what do we talk about? He was never around. And that's the moment that I knew I had to do things differently. I said, where can I make money? Everyone said all millionaires, 80+% of millionaires are made in real estate. You all heard that before, yes? That's why a lot of you guys are in real estate, right? So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go get my real estate license. I went and got my real estate license. They said, okay, I said, what do I do? They said, you pick up the phone and you start making phone calls. What did I do? I picked up the phone. I started making phone calls. 2,000 calls later, I finally set an appointment. Man, I almost did a backflip. I can't do backflips. Okay. And I was so excited. I called up my mom. I called up my dad. I called up my friends. I called up everybody. I just set an appointment. And that excitement, moments later, turned into fear. What do I do now? I don't know what to say. What if they ask me a question I can't answer? What if they give me an objection? So guess what I did? I never went to the appointment. That's how afraid I was. I never went to the appointment. That night, I went home and I cried like a little baby. And I said, this is not gonna work. You just got to ask for more hours delivering pizza. You got to figure out a way to sell more ice cream. And then a voice said to me, you got this. You can do this. Think. And I started thinking. And I remember a friend of mine said, success is duplicatable. You just got to find success people and duplicate what it is that they've done. And I was like, okay, who's the number one real estate agent in this marketplace? Dave Abdallah's the number one agent in the marketplace. Why don't I just go and work on his team and learn and steal his information and I apply it. And I went there. I got the courage to ask for the appointment. He's like, yeah, come meet with me. And I went and met with him. I was wearing a brand new Guess jeans outfit that was like in style back then. And he like looked at me and he said ghetto. I swear, he said ghetto. He said, but I see something. Here's an audio program. Take it. Listen to it. Come back and meet me in 6 months. The best fucking gift I've ever been given. That audio program, I'd burned through that cassette tapes delivering pizza 10 hours a day. All day, all day, all day. And that audio program made me think in ways I've never thought before. I never thought that big. I just wanted to make $25,000 a year. That audio program was by a gentleman of the name Mike Ferry. Anybody familiar with Mike Ferry? Okay. So I listened to that over and over and over again. His son was on the audio program saying that he was a drug addict and a smoker and an alcoholic and a troublemaker. And he made it. I was like, I don't smoke. I don't drink. I'm not a troublemaker. If this guy can make it, so can I. I went home, talked to the wife. I said, honey, we're going to California. I've never been in California in my life. We got this big map. There was no navigation systems back then. We highlighted it. We got in a Ford Escort, and we drove all the way to Newport Beach, California with no promise. Just a vision. No promise. Just a vision. So I go interview with Mike Ferry. And the guy that was interviewing me, he said, hold on. He picked up the phone. He made a phone call. He called Tom Ferry in the other office. He goes, Tom, come here. And Tom walks in and he's like, say this. I had the freaking damn audio program memorized. So I was hired on the spot and they gave me a $1,500 a month salary for 3 months. I went, out of all places, I went to Newport Beach. My rent was $1,200 a month. $1,500 salary after taxes. What am I left with? Not even enough money to pay the rent. But I was hungry. I said, there's no way on earth I am going back to Detroit, Michigan unless I go there as an example of what is possible for all the people I grew up with. So what did I do? I got every book I can get my hands on. I read 2, 3, 4 hours every single day. I became the information guy. Within 1 year, I became the #1 sales representative in that company. I was hanging around these guys that are making millions of dollars. And I was like, okay, I finally got to the 6 figures. I'm making 6 figures now. My first year, 6 figures. But these guys are making 6 figures a month. These coaches are making 6 figures a month. I want to make $100,000 a month. I can't do it here. It's a 9 to 5. There's a cap on my income. I go have a conversation with Mike. Mike, I want to resign. I want to go into real estate. Some of you guys know Mike Ferry. He just looked at me and he said, resignation declined. Go back to work. But Mike, he goes, but I'm giving you a $100,000 raise. Who gets a $100,000 raise? I went home, called up my dad, who's never made more than $35,000, $40,000 a year. Dad, I just got a $100,000 raise. What should I do? As a father, what do you say? Stay put. Take it. Ride it. Remember, our parents, they want to protect us. I went home. Man. Was I happy I made an extra $100,000? Heck yeah. But I couldn't sleep. I said, this guy just fucking bought me. He just bought me. How cheap am I? What does he see in me that I don't see in myself? Why else would he give me such a raise? What does he see in me that I don't see in myself? My self-esteem went all the way down. My confidence went all the way down. And I said, no, I am not going to settle. I want to make $100,000 a month. I want to give my child everything I've never had. I waited for a day that he wasn't in the office, grabbed my stuff, and I left. Got back into real estate. What do we got to do? We got to hunt, Daniel, right? We got to hunt. You want it, you got to go out there and get it. Time to do it all over again. My son, you got to go be with your grandparents in Detroit for another month or two. Daddy's making a disappearing act because he's about to build you something that's going to take care of you for the rest of your life. Took him to Detroit, came back, got to work first day. On the phones all day from 7:30 a.m. I'm practicing. 8 a.m. comes around. I get on the phone. I wrote down, and I got a picture of this. I'd love to show it to you guys. I take my first listing today. I take my first listing today. I take my first listing today. Written down all day. I set an appointment that day. Took my first listing in the first 24 hours. Made over $100,000 in my first 30 days of selling real estate. Tom Ferry takes notice. He says, you're demonstrating exactly what we want to help people with. I want you to come coach for me. We helped him build up his company, $10 million in the first year. $10 million. What did we do? We went out there and recruited every single day. That's all we did was go out there and talk to people. Became the #1 coach in that company. Trained every single one of his coaches. Trained his whole entire sales staff. Created the Tom Ferry Expired Edge program, the Tom Ferry Marketing Solution program, the Tom Ferry Sales Mastery program. And then it hit me again. There's another level. There's another way to do this. Why are you still doing it for other people? Why are you still parked in second place? Why do you always settle for second place? Because when I created this marketing solution program, that brought in 7 figures. It brought in millions of dollars. You know what I got out of it? A handshake and a $10,000 bonus. I said, never, ever again. So I started my own company where there is no cap. But the reason I'm sharing this with you, and I'm going to give you a couple of nuggets. The reason I'm sharing with you is that if I, delivering pizza, driving an ice cream truck, can stand here and talk to you guys, what can you do? What can you do? When is now the right time for you to grab your freaking damn dream and do something about it? Say now. Now. Stand up, everybody. Stand up. Stand up. I want every single person to repeat after me the following right now, okay? I'm alive, excited, and full of energy. I'm alive, excited, and full of energy. Say it like you mean it. I'm alive, excited, and full of energy. I'm alive, excited, and full of energy. I am determined. I am courageous. I am powerful. I am the best. I am the best. I am the best. Yes, 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 yes. All right, you can sit down. Did that feel good? Did that feel good? Did that feel good? Yes or no? Okay. Kevin said he's an introvert. I'm a freaking damn introvert. Do I look like an introvert? Daniel said something else, and I wrote it down because this is the fucking key to success. Okay? Hopefully you guys were paying attention to what he said. I put down 3 words. He said, what, why, focus. What, why, focus. What do you want? See, Earl Nightingale said it best. Man doesn't have a problem with achieving goal. Man has a problem identifying what goal they want. And when they identify what it is that they want, they never dig deep as to why they freaking damn want it. It's not the what, it's the why. So I want you to write down the question right now. And the question is, if life was as good as it could possibly be, because this is exactly what I did. If life was as good as it could possibly be, what would it look like? If life was as good as it could possibly be, what would it look like? And then think to yourself, What would it look like on a mental level? What would it look like on a physical level? What would it look like in the way of my relationships? Who would I be to my community? My finances, my business. What experiences would I be having that I'm not having right now? Contribution. How would I be able to contribute? Who would I be able to contribute to? So you gotta identify the what in every single one of those areas. So the homework that I'm gonna give you is you're gonna go deep. There's no right and there's no wrong. There's only what's important to you. If life was as good as it could possibly be, what would it look like? You're gonna write down all those things, and then what you're gonna do is you're gonna write yourself a letter. You're gonna write yourself a letter, and we're gonna begin the letter by saying, Dear Chaddi, so whatever your name is, Dear Chaddi, I wanna begin this letter by saying, I forgive you. Because some of you guys, you promised yourself a lot of things a long time ago, and you never follow through. You gotta let go. Chaddi, I forgive you for allowing you to be lazy all those years. I forgive you for not reading the books that would have equipped you with the knowledge. Or I forgive you for getting the knowledge and not applying the knowledge. I forgive you for putting me in this tough spot that I'm in right now. So you gotta write yourself a I forgive you, and forgive yourself. You gotta let go of that shit. Forgive yourself. And then you're gonna say, and here on forward, I promise you that beginning right now, I am going to do A, B, and C. I promise you that you are going to read, that I am going to read one book every single week. I promise you I will wake up at 4:44 a.m. every single morning. I promise you I will take you to the gym every single day so you can get the energy and the physique and the confidence and the charisma and the charm and everything you freaking damn need to be able to make that much money so you can do all of that with it. Who's going to do that? And then what I want you to do after you do that is you read that letter every single day. Every single day you read that letter. Okay? You want to take it a step further? Do what Daniel did. Create a video. Don't just do a vision board. Create a video. Sit down and visualize it every single day. Because that's exactly what I did. Every single day I'd read that letter. So that's homework assignment number 1. The next thing, okay, then we said focus. What, why focus? So we just talked about the what. We talked about the why. Okay? Now the focus. How do you generate focus? We generate focus. Who wants to know how to generate focus? Okay, focus here. Come on. You focused? Yeah. Okay. We generate focus by the questions we ask. We generate focus by the questions we ask. If you're sitting down right now and you're thinking to yourself, you ask yourself the question, what do I feel like having for lunch? What are you focused on? Okay? So what questions should you be asking yourself every single day? You know, I've been in this industry now, directly and indirectly, for well over 25 years. And I keep asking the question, what is the secret to success? What is the secret to success? What is the secret to the success? Even now, there's always another level. And the secret is pen and paper. Pen and paper. Journaling. Journaling. Because Daniel also said, discipline. One discipline with your journal can change your life forever. One discipline with your journal will change your life forever. I'm going to give you guys a 5-step process right now. You guys want it? Yes, 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 yes? Yes. $500? Yes. $500? Yes. Going what? Which? Bingo. So I got a gentleman by the name of Rod Alawan. I don't know, Kevin, if you met him or not. Okay, Rod Alawan. When he came to me, he had $3.16 in his bank account. $3.16. Talk about got it bad. He said, one discipline that will transform my life, what would it be? Besides what we talked about, we said this journaling process, 5-step process. Remember what we said? Focus, how do you generate it? How do you generate focus? 5 questions you get to answer every single day. Ready? Question number 1. What made me happy in the last 24 hours? That's the first question you're going to answer every single morning. Why? Because there's so much beauty, there's so much wonderful things that are happening in your life, but you're not paying attention to them because you're too focused on, I gotta pay the bills, this guy canceled the meeting, I gotta learn this, I gotta learn that, I gotta do this and I gotta do that. Now, if you do this for just 30 days, and then you're having a bad day, bad moment, bad week, whatever, you just go back to the journal, and you take a look at the last 30 days of all the things that made you happy, life is not as bad as you're making it out to be in your mind. And your outer world is a reflection of your inner world. So that's question number one. What made me happy in the last 24 hours? Question number two. What are two things I'm grateful for? There's too much to be grateful for. I'm grateful that my neighbors were loud last night and kept me up. Because I can hear. The challenge is you're not allowed to be grateful for the same thing twice in 1 month. You gotta look beyond your way. You gotta change your way of being. You gotta look further and different than you ever have. So what are two things I'm grateful for? Number three, what are my top 3 goals? What are my top 3 goals? Not for today, your next 3 top goals. What are they? You're gonna write down the same goals every single day. Daniel wrote down 150 goals. 150. Now, why do I keep referencing him, by the way? Because we all are a product of the people that we follow, that are leading us. He's a freaking damn leader. He's an example of possibility. He's done it. I want you guys to do it. It's your turn now. It's your turn. So what are your top 3 goals? Why do we want to do that? Because Brian Tracy, anybody familiar with Brian Tracy? He said the moment you commit your goals to writing, you increase your odds of achieving a goal by 1,000%. So every single day, you're increasing your odds of achieving that goal by 1,000%. Not only that, you're activating what's called the reticular activating system. Anybody know what that is? Okay, so you think to yourself, I want a white Tesla. All of a sudden, what happens? Everywhere you go, what do you see? But the white Tesla has been there. But you were out of focus. Your filters were on. You just removed the filter. That's why we write down our top goals every single day. Number 4. What are my 4 affirmations? 4 affirmations. Anybody, do we have any liars here? Raise your hand if you lie. Why are you guys lying now? Come on now. All right. So anybody know any liars then? Okay, good. Okay. All right. So affirmations and lying go together, okay? Because, you're going to sit there and you're going to tell you're going to say look in the mirror and you're going to say, I'm sexy. And then the voice in the back of your mind be like, come on, man, who are you lying to? I see it. You know what I mean? Or you're going to say, I'm a millionaire. And then it's like, your bank account is like freaking damn, like nearly overdraft, etc. Okay. But here's what we know. Every liar eventually believes their lies. Yes or no? Yes. Lie your way to success. What if every single day you told yourself that you are a great salesperson? What if you actually started to believe that? Lie your way to success. So what I want you to do, I want you to think about 4 things that you don't believe to be true. Those are the 4 affirmations that you would affirm all day, every single day. And number 5, you're going to write down the question, how much money do I want to make this year? How much money do I want to make this year? And you're going to write down, I attract and generate whatever your dollar amount is. I attract and generate $1 million or more this year. And you're going to write it down 5 times. Now, doesn't that sound like a very simple practice? It sounds very simple, doesn't it? It's like, does it really have all that magic in it that I'm talking about? Well, why don't we break down all the millionaires that you've been exposed to? There's nothing advanced about any of them. Nothing advanced about any of them. They're just masters of the basics. As basic as this is, what if you did this for 30 days? It's going to reprogram your mind. You're going to go to sleep differently. You're going to wake up differently. You're going to walk differently. You're going to speak differently. You're going to eat differently. You're going to do everything differently. Easy to do, easy not to do. So I challenge you to take on what we shared with you, all of us together today.